COVID-19 has definitely hurt travel plans, but if you've got the itch for some adventure, there's actually a lot to see in our own Southern California backyard. I'm Sarah at Pilla in Playa del Rey, where I'm about to go on a little journey, a spiritual journey around the Southland to see some sites that I never knew existed, safely outdoors and with my mask. And it's all thanks to this travel book, Guide to Spiritual L.A. The first spot on our LA spiritual adventure begins in Echo Park, where I meet author and psychotherapist Catherine Auman in front of the Queen of the Angels. The site is also known as the Lady of the Lake statue and happens to be the cover photo on her book.
I just think this spot so typifies Los Angeles spirituality because you have this Queen of the Angels against the downtown skyline.
Catherine's travel book, Guide to Spiritual L.A., The Irreverent, the Awake, and the True, is full of stories on LA spirituality. While to most of the world, LA represents all that is superficial, Catherine says deep at its core, LA is the world's center of spiritual awakening.
We have all these spiritual sects and cults and religions have started here and spread out throughout the world, and it's still continuing to unfold.
So to see where one religion started, we take off to our second destination, which is only less than a mile away. We arrive at the Bonnie Brae House to explore the roots of one sect of Christianity, tucked away on Bonnie Brae Street, entitled A Whole Lotta Shakin' in the travel guide.
This is a fantastic treasure in Los Angeles. This little nondescript house is actually the place that Pentecostalism started.
In 1906, Black preacher William J. Seymour came out to LA and was preaching at this home. The story goes that one night, a man started speaking in tongues with the Holy Spirit pouring out of him. The energy was so intense that on this street over the next couple of days, there were thousands of people rejoicing in the Holy Spirit.
My favorite part of this story is they were dancing and singing so much that the porch fell off the house. They had to relocate to a bigger area on Azusa Street, so it's actually referred to as the Azusa Street Revival.
Pentecostalism is one of the fastest growing religions in the world, and if you thought it started in the Deep South, now you know it started on this street in LA. We arrive at our final destination, the Hollywood Vedanta Temple, placed in a quiet residential neighborhood behind the noisy 101.
And it's just a spiritual gem right next to the freeway, so it just seems so LA to me.
Vedanta is an ancient Hindu religion whose main teaching is the oneness of all. This onion-domed temple was built in 1938 and caught the attention of famous writers like Aldous Huxley. Catherine says the first time she went inside, the spiritual energy was extremely powerful.
I went into meditation, and when I looked at the time, 2.5 hours had passed.
While in-person services are suspended due to COVID-19, doors are normally open to the public. But when it comes to this temple as part of LA's spiritual fabric, Catherine says it's got it all.
You have the Hollywood crowd, because Aldous Huxley also wrote screenplays for Hollywood, and then you have this deep, serious spiritual search, all here together at the Vedanta Temple.
While the pandemic has forced us to stay home, this guide is a safe way to learn and discover the spiritual treasures of our city and Southern California.